Instead of striking down towards the ground like any normal lightning would, or at least zipping sideways between clouds, a gigantic jet blasts upward from the top of the cloud. It shoots more than 50 miles into the sky, almost touching the lower edge of space. The gigantic jet is the most powerful and rarest kind of lightning. It occurs about 1,000 times a year and emits up to 50 times as much energy as a regular lightning bolt does. And not so long ago, researchers detected probably the largest gigantic jet ever recorded. It originated in a cloud over Oklahoma in 2018. The charge transfer was nearly double the previous most powerful gigantic jet. Scientists said it was comparable to the largest ever detected cloud-to-ground strike. Lightning balls are small floating spheres of light. They can be orange, yellow, or even red. Sometimes lightning balls descend from the sky. In other cases, they appear out of nowhere, hovering several feet above the ground. They don't emit any heat and produce very little sound. Lightning balls can bounce off objects. If they come across something electrical like a TV, they usually disappear with a quiet pop, leaving behind the smell of sulfur. But lightning balls can also start fires or explode. Scientists believe this phenomenon might be connected to thunderstorms, but there's no solid proof yet. While traveling by plane at night, you might witness huge bright red flashes illuminating the sky at a distance. They resemble bizarre space jellyfish, but of course they're not. Those are sprites, or red sprites, also known as cloud-to-space lightning. Such visual shapes flickering in the night sky are large-scale electric discharges. They happen high above thunderstorm clouds at altitudes of up to 56 miles. That's why you can't really see them from the ground. Unlike regular lightning, red sprites are positively charged, which makes them exceptionally rare, just a mere 5% of all lightning strikes. For the first time, people saw this phenomenon in 1886 and photographed it in 1889. Naga fireballs are weird balls of fire that appear out of the blue in the sky above the Mekong River in Thailand. They're also called ghost lights, or Mekong lights. Those glowing spheres are said to rise from the water into the air. They can be as tiny as small sparkles and as large as a basketball. Locals claim to have seen from 10 to a few thousand fireballs per night. This beautiful and mysterious phenomenon has been baffling people for hundreds of years. According to one legend, Naga fireballs are created by a ginormous serpent-like creature named the Naga. It lives in the Mekong River and spits out spheres of fire to ward off evil spirits. But, of course, science has a different, way more boring explanation. It's believed that the spheres of light are related to methane gas that ignites when it comes into contact with air. Whistlers are also called electromagnetic dawn chorus. They're high-pitched sounds that occur in the upper atmosphere during lightning storms. Even though whistlers are actually electromagnetic waves, they occur at audio frequencies. That's why they can be converted to audio with the help of a suitable receiver. They're produced by those lightning strikes where the impulse moves along the magnetic field of our planet from one hemisphere to the other. Voyager 1 and 2 space missions also detected Whistler-like activity not far from Jupiter. It's now known as Jovian whistlers. A superbolt lightning strike is 100 to 1,000 times more powerful than a regular one. Plus, it can extend far beyond its parent storm. The largest bolts strike from November to February in the northern hemisphere. They also seem to occur more frequently over the ocean than dry land. To figure out where and when the next super lightning occurs, scientists use a network of about 100 lightning detecting stations on 6 continents. The station can detect lightning-produced radio waves by tuning in to very low frequencies. Thanks to this equipment, researchers recorded 2 billion lightning strikes from 2010 to 2018. Out of them all, 8,000 were superbolts. So far, experts haven't figured out what causes these powerful lightning strikes. Perhaps one of the most mysterious types of lightning is clear air lightning. It's also called a bolt from the blue, because it occurs in areas where the sky seems to be blue. But the most amazing thing about this lightning is that it strikes horizontally. It's a cloud-to-ground flash, which usually comes out of the side of a thunderstorm cloud. Then it travels a large distance away from the cloud, and only after that does it angle down and strike the ground. Such lightning bolts are known to travel a few miles away from their parent storm cloud, and the most dangerous thing about them is that they come from a clear blue sky. Once, a cyclist wearing a helmet experienced a lightning strike to the head when the weather was fine and the sky was cloudless. Experts concluded that the bolt must have originated in a thunderstorm around 10 miles away. Catatumbo lightning is the world's longest lightning storm. The heart of the storm, which repeats every year, is over Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela. This storm towers way higher than a regular one. Catatumbo lightning occurs for 140 to 160 nights a year, lasts for 9 hours a day, and produces 16 to 40 lightning flashes per minute. You've probably heard how they say that lightning doesn't strike the same place twice. Well, Catatumbo doesn't seem to know about this rule, or at least it doesn't prevent storm clouds from gathering in the very same place year after year. Have you ever seen a rainbow on fire? If so, most likely it was a fire rainbow. And it has nothing to do with actual fire. It's a type of cloud formation known as a circumhorizontal arc. This rare phenomenon only occurs when the conditions are right. At first, some high-altitude clouds form. They're made up of tiny ice crystals. The sun needs to shine through these clouds at just the right angle. Then it refracts through the ice crystals and creates an amazing display of colors. As a result, you see a rainbow-like arc, which looks as if it's on fire. As for the name, it was given to this phenomenon because of the colors. Its vibrant hues resemble flames with shades of red, yellow, and orange. Speaking of terrible storms, we must mention a supercell thunderstorm. It's the least common type of thunderstorm, but it's also the most dangerous. It's likely to cause severe weather, damaging winds, very large hail, and even violent tornadoes. What makes supercells unique is a deep and persistent rotating updraft called a mesocyclone. Supercells can potentially last for hours and cause great havoc. Fire whirls, also known as fire devils and fire tornadoes, look like swirling vortices of fire and ash, eating up debris and combustible gases. They usually start with a swirl of wind, which you can see thanks to all the smoke. Rising heat and windy conditions team up to create whirling eddies of air. These eddies can get so intense that they form a tornado-like vortex. Fire whirls are more likely to occur during wildfires or firestorms when there's enough wind to create big vortices. The biggest ones can be massive, uprooting trees that are 45 feet tall. A fire whirl is often called by other names, like a firenado, fire swirl, or fire twister. But those terms usually refer to a different thing, where a fire is so intense that it creates an actual tornado. Fire whirls are a little different because their vortex doesn't usually go from the ground all the way up to the clouds. And even if it does, it's not considered a classic tornado because it doesn't form in the same way.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.